All right, so once again, I'm live coming in. Um, an interesting weekend, week, days. A lot of people are talking about, a lot of things going on. I got Juneteenth coming. You got um, a couple other things going on. Just a lot of things going on. Got pastors getting arrested. Um, all these psyops going on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start with the one psyop in Round Rock, Texas. Matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it since it's on my mind. Let's start there. All right. Make sure I send Shaq this link though. Let's start off with Texas though, man. Mm. All right. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, Mike check. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you all right. I'm gonna deal with it right now. Look, check this out. Since you in Texas, I'm starting off with Texas. Watch this. Since a lot of stuff's going on this weekend, um, like I said, they had. Matter of fact, that thing I went to yesterday was called Jubilation in June. I ain't know what they call it. I just know they had something going on in the park. And I told you they had freeway and all them out there. But um, let's start off with this. Since they always talk about Juneteenth and all that. So some like I said, I always got to point out some things did happen in Texas in a place called Round Rock. When you hear this.
Texas this afternoon after a deadly shooting during a Juneteenth celebration in Round Rock, which is just about north of Austin. So 2 people we know are dead after police responded to a fight between 2 different groups of people in a city park last night. And even more people were hurt, but police have not shared the exact number with us. Police say the victim in the shooting were not even part of the initial fight.
It is unfortunate that we're here celebrating a wonderful event and we have a tragedy that happens. My thoughts, my prayers go out to our victims. My condolences go out to the families of the deceased.
And 2 young children are among some of those that were seriously hurt. Police are still searching for the people responsible. The location of the shooting is Old Settlers Park, and as of right now, that.
All right. So look, that's a short video. I just want to bring something up here. You see how the news reported this? Right? Shit happens, right? Things happen in a lot of events. You know that, Shaq, right? But I'm just bringing up a correlation to yesterday, which happened here, right? A lady asked me, did anything happen? Everybody behave themselves? I say, yeah. So I'm saying you had thousands of events that happened with no reported incident. So the news media gonna make sure to let you know of a report of an incident. They got to report the news, but I'm just saying the one that didn't have nothing happen, they're not gonna tell you that. That's what I'm just pointing out here. If you understand where I'm coming from on that. Yo. Chak.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so I'm saying, unfortunately, something did happen here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we had an event, didn't nothing happen. News media ain't. Well, they did say the event was a good event, but you know, they don't really like to point out when don't nothing happen. You know, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just it kind of ain't pretty critical to me. I mean, you know, but yeah, I think some people got shot up there in Round Rock, Texas. Matter of fact, it's not some people. Actually, to tell you the truth, it looked like it's some women.
Yeah, it's the first time hearing this.
Yeah, I heard about it the other night. I just had to come live to tell you about it. All right, let's bring this up.
Yeah, there's so much stuff going on, man. It's good to have people, you know, different outlets and stuff that people that's in tune to, you know, so much going on, man. It's just hard to keep up with everything that's what's going on.
Well, look, here go the big news right here. Let's pull this out.
Tonight in Round Rock, Texas, a manhunt for the gunman who opened fire on a Juneteenth celebration on Sunday, killing 2 before getting away.
Do not approach, as we believe the subject is armed and is dangerous.
Across the country over the weekend, 9 mass shootings, killing at least 5 and wounding many more, according to the Gun Violence Archive. In Rochester Hills, Michigan, a man unleashed 36 rounds on a splash pad, injuring 9, including an 8-year-old boy.
The young child that had the head wound, he's made amazing progress.
According to a GoFundMe page set up by a family friend, Michaela and Eric Coughlin were shot 7 times while shielding their 2 daughters, ages 2 and 7 months old. The couple now in the hospital, their children safe at home. Authorities say the gunman took his own life and struggled with mental health.
We have no information on any contacts that he had with law enforcement, no arrests, no criminal history.
There have been 229 mass shootings so far this year.
We know they be lying with these guns. These governments, they be lying, man. They history, man. They don't ever release this until later.
15% for the first quarter of 2024.
Violent crime is down despite what we're seeing and hearing, but mass shootings remain as
a damn lie. They say violent crime down.
Will remain so
until they lie. This is violent crime. There's been mass shootings at the beginning.
Setting the stage for a potentially long and violent summer, already full of heartbreak. Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News.
Thanks for watching.
That's just a political talking point to tell you crime down. Don't pay no. I mean, well, pay attention to it.
Yeah, crime. They just tell you crime. How the hell crime down? You go back and check how many damn man. Nigga, before 30 days is up, yeah, more damn ass shooting before damn 30 days is up. At the beginning of the year.
That's what they tell you, man. That's what they tell you, man.
Well, yeah, this is the election, so they come out with the bullshit.
It's your job to believe it. They report it. If you believe that dumb shit, that's on you. Because number one, I know they had shooting right here. Man, let me tell you something. If you hear gunshots ringing outside for no reason, that might not be a shooting, but that's something that could happen. If you get what I'm saying there, right? So they always talk about if people get mad just shooting for no reason, that's still crazy. So what are we talking about here? You know, it ain't on a range, it ain't on a hunting field. What you letting loose for?
Guess what? You got the number one. Well, one of the number one holiday coming up where we'll probably hit their ammo and shoot up all the ammo. Coming up. Ain't that something?
4th of July.
You better believe it.
You know what? They already were talking about 4th of July celebrations and stuff. I said, well, goddamn. You know, they had a fireworks celebration down here yesterday, too. The other night for the one of these Juneteenth things they had a fireworks celebration or something. But nevertheless, one of my boys
So
did make a post.
it's gonna be a recurring thing, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, the only thing I got to give the people for it, a lot of events was free. I give them that. But otherwise, the food wasn't free, of course. But the events is free. Just put it out there, right? But, you know, I'm going to say this. Like, a lot of these were parks and stuff I go to. I go walking in trails anyway. So, you know, matter of fact, I was telling my buddy, we supposed to, you know, go walk 3 miles or 2 miles, or maybe about 4 miles on Wednesday. We already talking about setting it up, you know, right now. Right? So we just one of the parks where we're supposed to go to now. Like my other boy said, you know, we've been talking about Juneteenth for a while and all this other stuff. He said, did anybody learn anything about the day, or they just went to all the parties? See what I'm saying? Because it's kind of wild, man. Because look, you had a lot of stuff going on this weekend, dude. You know, you had the Davis fight. You had all this going on. They didn't even, now look, like you said, Shaq, you didn't hear about these shootings. Why didn't you? Because they wanted you to not pay attention to that. They wanted you to keep your attention on this, but not on that. That's all that was. Catch the play, man. Very simple process. Now, I'm going to show you the victims.
And tragedy after gunfire rang out at Round Rock's Juneteenth concert at Old Settlers Park. The shooting left 2 people dead and 14 others injured, with the suspect still at large. And today, Round Rock police identified the 2 women shot and killed during Saturday's Juneteenth concerts. And their names are Lindsay McNair of Manor and Ara Duke of Pflugerville.
And Chief Alan Banks said in a statement, quote, "Our deepest condolences go out to the families affected by this tragedy." KXAN's Will Dupree has been spending the day learning more about the 2 victims, and he joins us live now from that park where the shooting happened. Will, what have you learned?
Well, Jen and Britt, all of the police tape and the vehicles that they had are all gone from Old Settlers Park. But in just a few moments, we are expecting to hear from the husband of Lindsay McNair. She, again, is one of the 2 women who police say had nothing to do with that altercation that ultimately led to a deadly shooting on Saturday.
Crews in Round Rock worked to remove the last remnants of Saturday's concert as Kimberly Holiday returned to her office despite the shock and sadness of losing a friend, Ara Duke.
She's just been a beacon of light for everyone who knows her. She is a educational advocate as well in the city of Pflugerville. We just all love her, and she will be deeply missed by all.
Holiday is a crisis counselor at Harvest Trauma Recovery Center in Austin, which opened early to offer help at no cost to anyone impacted by the shooting.
For me, I felt it was very important to get up today and show up and be ready to support others.
People are hurting, whether you were there or if you're experiencing it vicariously. Our community is in pain, and this is a place of healing.
What is going on?
Pflugerville City Council member Rudy Mateer knew both victims. He called his fellow attorney, Lindsay McNair, someone who could balance it all. The Austin Bar Association wrote, "Our prayers go out to her husband, Kevin, and their 3 children."
Her family, her young ones, her loving husband, they're part of our family too. We need to make sure that they get the support and care that they need. We learned that Ara Duke worked at the Idea Public Schools Runberg campus, and the district said in a statement today that it will miss any students. Reporting live in Round Rock, Will Dupree, KXAN News.
Well, thank you so much. And Round Rock police are still looking for that suspect in this deadly shooting. The suspect is described as a Black man between the ages of 19 and 20 years old. He's 5'7", With a thin build and hair and short dreads, the chief called his actions a, quote, senseless, cowardly act that doesn't belong in Round Rock. And in a briefing over the weekend, he provided a powerful message to that suspect.
Turn yourself in. Turn yourself in. You're man enough to carry a gun and pull the trigger. Be man enough to step up. Turn yourself in. Let's figure out why you chose to take lives and injure people.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is offering a $5,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest.
And going in depth right now, if you're dealing with the aftermath of this tragic shooting, keep in mind there are resources that can help. The city of Round Rock is offering a variety of mental health resources to support those affected by the tragedy. A crisis response spokesperson said, quote, "We encourage everyone affected by this tragedy to understand the importance of prioritizing your mental health and take advantage of these resources. Together as a community, we can support each other and begin the process of healing." If you want to learn more about those resources,
all right, Chak, can you hear me?
Trading can change your life. But what should you trade? Definitely not stocks. You might think stocks.
Tonight.
Chak, can you hear me?
What? Oh, yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna get the two other instances of all this. Since they tell you violence is down, I'm gonna tell you about. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna put this one about this Bad Bunny thing, which I told you they said the guy was gonna shoot at the Bad Bunny concert to try to start a race war, and they say some migrants attacked some NYPD officers again. So that's what I'm gonna play right now.
Federal court records are revealing how the FBI broke up a plot to stop a mass shooting. Back in October, the FBI says it began its investigation into Mark Prieto after a confidential informant who spoke with him more than a dozen times over 3 years at various gun shows said Prieto called for a mass shooting targeting blacks, Jews, and Muslims before the 2024 presidential election. During a January gun show in Phoenix, Prieto tried recruiting that informant and an undercover FBI agent. According to court records, Prieto wanted to carry the plan out in Georgia because, he says, when he was a kid, that was one of the most conservative states in the country. More specifically, Prieto wanted to carry out the attack at a rap concert because he said there would be, quote, a high concentration of African Americans. During a February meetup at a gun show, Prieto began offering details of the plan, including the number of guns to be used. During this meetup, Prieto sold that undercover agent a gun for $2,000 and said he would also like to use grenades during the attack because it can, quote, cause panic. At another gun show in March in Prescott Valley, Prieto provided more specific details. That attack would take place in Atlanta at State Farm Arena on May 14th or 15th. Performing that night was rapper Bad Bunny. During that gun show, Prieto sold an AR-15 rifle to that undercover agent for $1,000 and told them to, quote, bring as many magazines as the gun could carry. In the following weeks, agents continued to monitor Prieto's movements. During an April meetup, Prieto continued to fine-tune his plans, even discussing heading east to do reconnaissance, but emphasized the attack, quote, must happen prior to the election and as soon as possible. Authorities arrested Prieto back on May 14th as he crossed into New Mexico. Investigators say he had several guns in his truck, even more found at his home in Prescott while executing a search warrant.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the...
Hi, Chak. Now, what do you think about that, man? They got the FBI caught this guy red-handed. I mean, is he that profile of a mass shooter you've been looking for? They didn't call him a mass shooter, by the way, anything like that. They just said they caught him before he did it.
Well,
crazy shit,
I don't
ain't
know,
it, man?
man.
Huh?
I don't even know, man. I say, yeah, I don't know how you supposed to respond to things like that, man, because the coverage seems like they pick and choose and, certain
They pick and
things want to
choose.
cover.
They pick and choose
how
how
they
they want.
cover it, how they categorize things, man. A
All right,
mass
because let me
shooter is a
pull it
mass
up.
shooter, correct?
Yep. Watch this. Dawson, this coming to your area right here. I just happened to find this out earlier today, man. I tell you, I be finding some wild shit sometimes, man. I be like, yo, what the fuck? Shaq, don't try this at home.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up.
Well, if the idea of skipping traffic to get to the airport sounds appealing to you, well, those willing to try to embrace the future may be in luck.
All right. Fox 26 business reporter Tom Ziska is live at Hobby Airport with word the city is seriously exploring autonomous air taxis to shuttle people around. I can't wait for you to do a live shot with one of those later.
Well, we're going to have to wait for that, Rashi and Anthony. So this all sounds like it comes straight out of the Jetsons, for those of us who remember that cartoon. So let me decipher it for you. The Houston Airport Systems has an agreement with a California company to introduce pilotless passenger drones to help people get to their flights on time.
We know that they're coming. We're not exactly sure when.
Houston Airport System Director Jim Sesniak says the conversation about the air taxis was unavoidable. California-based Whisk Aero is one of several companies developing autonomous electric air taxis for passenger use. While the travel model is still being tested and certified, their agreement with Houston Airports begins the process of exploring how the taxi service could work here. Specifically, where would it be located? How would it share airspace? How would people access it? For Houston, it's another tool to combat sprawling traffic congestion.
This is going to allow us to be able to have pickup points, throughout the Houston region, and then bring you into the airport quickly and fly you over traffic.
Among potential users, reaction is mixed.
I don't know if I trust it. I would get on a normal air taxi, but not one that's driverless or pilotless.
I can't even give you that. I wouldn't do that. I don't know.
I'm a meteorologist, and weather around here changes often enough that I wouldn't trust a drone or a pilotless airplane in turbulent weather. I'd rather have. What about in a place that had perfect
They spend a lot of money on shenanigans instead of just perfecting the things that's been working.
We want to make sure that we have proper coordination with them so that we can again do our best to make sure that we take this new technology and execute it as best we can in Houston.
So just for the record, I'm a no on the autonomous air taxi. But to be fair, there are a lot of jets that already are flown by computers completely, and military drones routinely flown by pilots halfway around the world. So it's not far-fetched. Whisk says that the human ground-based supervisors will monitor all of the flights once they finally start. This is in addition to a similar agreement that the company has with Sugarland. So it's an expansion of all of this. I'm told the flights could start as soon as late 2027.
All right, let's break that down. I just thought it was kind of interesting when they mentioned the Jets and all that. But I said, damn, Shaq, you're right. They spend a lot of money on shit. And these people even tell you they don't even want to fly on this shit. That's how funny it is, right? They don't even trust it. But he did let you know that, honestly, a lot of your planes are flown by computer anyway. So he basically just gave you the play right there. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
So you don't know when you're on a plane if that thing manned by human or robot anyway, unless you're looking in the pilot cockpit or something. You don't know.
But shit, the way they tell them, hey, they should still being controlled by ground support. You know what I'm saying? Even with these pilots. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times the course is already set. You know what I'm saying? They just, they seem like they up for props. Like a prop, a live.
I see.
Emergency purpose maybe. All
right. I see, Shaq. I think it's interesting at least.
I wonder what's the with those air taxes. I wonder what's
You said what?
I said I'm trying to wonder what the capacity is of the air tax. How many occupants can be on there at the time?
I think it probably gonna be. It say if you feel like you can be
One
late
person per.
flight.
Uh-huh.
I know, but they got like a subway now that do that shit though, like a fast train or something.
They take you to the Concord that you where your flight is on. No.
Hold on one second.
No. Can you hear me?
I'm gonna pull this up. You sent me this yesterday, and I said, you know what? Because I'm gonna break down something. I'm gonna break this down because when he mentioned these pastors, Dr. Umar Johnson here, sometimes, man, it's okay. But when you mentioned these pastors and all this stuff that's going on, and I thought about this, I said, you know what? Then boom, just like it hit me. Your boy Pastor Whitehead. Let me go check on Pastor Whitehead. Then he got 9 years today. T.D. Jakes done gone down. This one, the Ivory Coast lost 1 million members last week, right? So what I'm saying is, when he brought these pastors in this with a Diddy and Cassie thing, I'm gonna play this a little bit. This is very interesting. And now I gotta pull up the data on these pastors.
And I have to give Stephen A. McNutt an opportunity to award money because of who influenced them in their life, because of the Caucasians who manipulated them through their career. Shaq is 10 toes are cooning out of control so far in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, as I think about it, man, they have been doing the most cooning, man. So yeah, you may be right about that, man. But I gotta ask you, what was your reaction when you seen the video of Diddy attacking Cassie?
Okay. The trials and tribulations of Sean Puffy Combs in the Cassie debacle. Here's what I'm going to say. I want to respond to your question on the Diddy situation morally and ethically, and then I want to respond to it legally and procedurally because I believe they're separate. American law isn't based on justice. We know that. American law isn't based on righteousness. We know that. American law isn't based on morality or ethics. We know that. So I have to respond with the moral side as a black man watching a black man not only put his hands, but also put his feet on a woman. And I don't care what color the woman is. No woman should ever be harmed by a man. I don't care if she's red, black, blue, purple, or brown. No woman should ever be assaulted by a man. And I can't say that enough. So from a moral perspective, from a black man perspective, what Sean Puffy Combs did by not only putting hands, but also putting feet on that woman and then dragging her down the hallway is unacceptable. It is reprehensible. It was absolutely disgusting, grotesque, and to some degree, unforgivable. I'm 10 toes down with the black community on the fact that what Puffy did was without question conduct unbecoming a man, let alone a role model. You have no argument from me on that point. I want to be clear on that. Wrong, wrong, wrong. But now I have to turn the mirror on Black America. And I have to ask Black America a very serious question. Are you really against domestic violence? Or are you simply glorying in the downfall of a very, very successful rap mogul and you're using the domestic violence incident as a justification to celebrate his fall from grace?
Let me stop that right there. I agree with that point because I said to myself that some of these women and me, well, women more so in this case they had children, but men, some men, but it is what it is. This ain't a right or wrong answer. Some people don't even know where their children at. You got women in the hood that get beat all the time in the suites, in the streets. It don't matter. So for them to be up in arms about this, I've had some women tell me they've been in some abusive relationships. So they talking about that, but your sister right beside you at work in her cubicle could be beat by a man. How the hell you know? Matter of fact, they won't even tell you at the damn time. Come think about it. Shoot, I've seen women come to work before with a black eye before. Shit, she happens quite a bit, man. So I do think there was over sensationalized with P. Diddy when you got women that get beat all the time. It's a sad situation, man. But this is the reality of it.
I mean, there's only one way to respond to it, man. It's the trouble, man. It's like you said, it's a sore sight to see, man. Your eyes, bro. See a woman getting beaten and brutalized by a male. You hear, like you said, we hear the stories, but we don't actually see them. But then it's a difference between when you hear it, the details, right? And then you actually see on camera. You know, some video. Same thing like when we talk about, people get beat by the police and getting, police brutality, and you actually see it on video camera, you know what I'm saying, from different angles. And man, how do you respond to it?
You got a point, brother.
I mean, because it can't be kicked under the rug because it's on camera. So I mean, now it's definitely giving more women fuel to say, hey, this is what we always been saying. We've been, feeling unprotected and, and, who better than, like you said, the black rap mogul to get the face to be face of it.
That's right. Well, look, I'm gonna let him keep talking because he gonna bring up Harvey Weinstein another thing too. I'm gonna let him keep talking on this one.
And the reason I have to ask this question, Art, is because 40% of black women in America are domestically abused every day in this country. 40%. That's almost half the black women in this country are victimized by their lovers, their husbands, their boyfriends, their baby dads, their fiancés. So if black men are appalled by Puff Daddy's behavior, if black women are appalled by Puff Daddy's behavior, why do we have so much domestic violence in the black community? Let me ask it another way. You want Puffy to suffer for what he did, and he should. But did you call the police when you heard your son beating his girlfriend up upstairs? Did you call the police when you heard your nephew choking out his girlfriend last week? Did you call the police when you heard your grandfather smacking up your grandmother in the back room? See, I cannot condone hypocrisy, Art. I can't condone hypocrisy. If we are this adamant against domestic abuse, why is it so prevalent in the black community? Do you know that a black woman is 3 times as likely to be murdered by her romantic partner than a white woman? 3 times as likely.
I think
and I don't have to tell you, watch the news.
And we got the evidence to show that white women get murdered every goddamn day. Every day they got a whole show, nigga, the murder. So I see, this is the part when, this is what Umar Johnson go overboard with the theatrics. He was on air. 3 times more likely to get murdered by the So see, this is the problem. When you start using those same stereotypes of projecting these statistical numbers and picking these numbers up, well, where the hell are y'all getting these statistics from? There, black women is more likely to get murdered by their loved one than any other. Well, the white woman, we constantly see white woman missing. We damn Amber Alert every damn day, and it ain't no black one, no damn Amber Alert. Now I said it ain't happening.
Wait a minute. Now check this out. Now I'm gonna say this. To his credit, say this. I said bullshit, but he did say it's a point where he gonna bring up this woman had a white lover and she got chopped up like a butcher in her parts or so. So I want to be
see,
clear.
those stereotypes, and this is further.
It's bullshit. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Yeah, we will.
Well, I'm just saying it's further pushes the narrative there, and I maybe it's me a male. Maybe we could have some so-called melanated
we don't know
American black women.
We don't know.
Come on and have these conversations because I'm not going to disagree with him with the murder part. I don't know about the murder part, but definitely the domestic violence high. I would say in the United States of America alone. Because yes, I talked to a lot of women, black women and whatever, and the majority of the ones that I've had conversation with, they had some sort of domestic violent, more than multiple relationships or situationships where there was physical abuse. You know what I'm saying? Physical and verbal abuse. And now we starting to see that go both ways. Even with the LGBT community, we see that numbers are high in the homosexual community of the domestic violence on both ends, for both individuals. Those numbers those numbers don't even get reported. But I have personal experiences and conversations with individuals that have those interactions, man. So I don't know about the three times a black woman 3 times to get murdered by, and I don't understand how do you calculate that? How do you measure that? How do you say a black woman is 3 times more to get murdered by a lover than a white woman? How do you even calculate that? Yeah, how do you measure that? What?
Yeah, you got a point. I mean, like I said,
I'm trying to see the formula.
There probably some flaws they put out there. And watch this, because I want you to hear the thing. When they get to these churches thing, I'm about to pull up on these churches, man. I just wanted to get as soon as they get there, I'm cutting this shit out and going to these churches.
Has been a killing spree against black women. I've seen more black women murdered this year by their baby dad, by their estranged husband, by the fiance, more this year than I've seen in quite some time. You have white men who are taking black women on dates, beheading them, chopping their body parts up, and distributing them all over the town.
So it's a domestic violence against black women. The numbers are out there
in this country. It has been nothing but a homicide year for black women. Femicide in our community is a major problem. So if we are that in agreement against the abuse of black women, why is it so prevalent? Black women, when you find out your son, your nephew, your uncle, your brother, your father is beating on their women, have you called the police? Black men, when you find out your son, your nephew, your father, your uncle, your brother is beating up on black women, do you chin check him? Do you grab him by the collar? Do you pull him out the house and give his ass a good stomping that he deserves? No, you don't. You know what we do, Art? We turn the other cheek. You got black women being beat up in black churches. You got black women being abused in the masjid, Jehovah's Witnesses, all organizations. You can't name me an organization, black conscious movement, mainstream black America, black church, black masjid, fraternity, sorority, Masonics. I don't care what it is. Black women are being beat. Black pastors are beating up their women, and everybody's turning a blind eye. So to me, although Puffy be accountable, I would have to charge Black America with being guilty of hypocrisy because too many black women are being beat down and murdered every day in this country, and I do not see the outcry for them like I see the outcry for Cassie. And let me go a step further. Let me go another point. Let me go another point.
I agree with him on that.
Because we're dealing with the hypocrisy of this. I am not defending Sean Puffy Combs. I can sit here and tell you.
I think we all are guilty. America in general is guilty of the understatement of the understatement of the over abuse. I think we all are guilty of that. We just see somebody get abused and we'll kick it to the side and say, and she shouldn't have been there, man. We all get to that. We didn't been in a position. We didn't say, well, why you? We'll say, well, why do you don't leave? Why you still stay?
If you go to a bar, and a woman get to fight with a man, you ain't supposed to let the woman and the man tussle it out. That shit need to be broken up right then.
And you know what? And I can say that it always happens that they get. It's men that have lost their line and intervening in those situations, bro. A stranger man, black man, or white man, but definitely a black man that intervened in a domestic dispute between the male and female and lost his life trying to defend the situation. But it still is so.
It's a dicey situation.
You see, it happens. It happens. It happens, man. It's crazy. And we talking about America, bro. So I can't even leave America with this because I can't even. It'd be disingenuous for me to say, well, it happens around the world, and I'm not living around the world, and I know it happens. We just got to keep it on America, bro. At this point. So how do we correct this? That's my next question. How do we correct it? We understand it's going on.
Well, here we go. Let me keep going. You about to bring up about this redemption tour thing.
I have never put my hands on a woman in my life. There's not a woman on this earth who can say Dr. Umar physically abused me.
I think he lying.
I could never do that because I've seen domestic violence in my own home growing up as a child. I know what it is, brother. And because of that, I promised myself I would never put my hands on a woman. But here's another question I got for Black America.
Man, you didn't slap some care about you been in the strip club. Stop lying.
Why were you absolutely quiet when the New York Appeals Court overturned Harvey Weinstein's conviction? Harvey Weinstein, who was accused of sexually abusing more than 100 women, plenty of them were Black, and guess what? His conviction just got overturned. I ain't heard a word from nobody on YouTube. And Harvey Weinstein's attorney just said that because the New York case was overturned, Harvey Weinstein is still in jail for the Los Angeles conviction. But his attorney said circumstances involved in the New York case that was just overturned could lead to his Los Angeles conviction also being overturned, which means Harvey Weinstein could be set free someday soon. Why isn't Black America talking about that? Are we really against domestic violence, or are we just celebrating the downfall of a great Black mogul? Let me go another step. The Roman Catholic Church. Are you aware that the Roman Catholic Church has admitted to at least 11,000 separate sexual assaults of Roman Catholic priests upon innocent children? Let me say that again. 11,000 separate sexual assaults against innocent children by the priests of the Roman Catholic Church. At least 4,300 priests are involved. 11,000 acts of child sex abuse in the Roman Catholic Church. At least 4,300 priests are involved. If we are against domestic violence, Art, can I ask you a question? Why do we still have 3 million American African Catholics in the United States of America? How in the hell do you go back to Catholic Mass, Black people who claim to be against domestic violence? How do you go back to Catholic Mass? How are you still a member of the Roman Catholic Church when over 11,000 separate incidents of child sex assault involving over 4,300 Roman Catholic priests, you claim you don't support domestic violence, and you still belong to a church that admits to over 11,000 acts of it. Will the real hypocrite please stand up?
All right, now, Chak, that's major. That's major because that let me know. Okay, now, Chak, me and you talked about these rabbis up there in New York a couple months ago, didn't we? Huh?
Man, it was over like 100 something.
Okay, so now we gotta talk about the religious aspect. So that means, Chak, that a lot of these religions be putting their hand in the cookie jar of these kids.
Of course. I mean, that's definitely around. That's definitely globally, bro. And I mean, I might be overseeing it, but I don't think so. I think it's globally. And definitely here in those people, those individuals have definitely, when I say global, they spread it out around the world. Here in America, all of them, they spread it here in America. They come from other places here. These are Roman Catholic. So where's Rome at? Where's Rome at? Where's Rome? Let me tell you that, bro. Why we have Rome? Why we have such a big Roman Catholic following in the United States of America? Or just America anyway. All the way across this planet. All the way down from Canada, probably all the way down to South America, damn, or Peru, probably somewhere, damn, Mexico. No, we know Mexico, Puerto Rico, the Caribbeans. Catholicism is so wide.
All right. Now, got Frank on. What's up, Frank?
Yo, my bad. What up? What up? Salute, salute.
I'm just
Chak, what up,
filling you
man?
in. I'm just filling you in. We talked about mass
Oh man,
a lot of mass shootings that happened over the weekend. You know.
Wait. Okay, break them down. What, you know what I'm saying?
They had one in Texas. They had in Round Rock,
Not
Texas.
running back, bro.
Huh?
Not running back for him. Just went around Rock.
Why these mass shootings always in Texas? I don't know. Ever notice that?
I'll run it back, but I'm running back in a different segment. I got to talk about that bump stock thing that happened with the Supreme Court.
But why, real quick, why are these mass shootings always in Texas? What's up? Like a lot of them, that's like the main state that they, you know what I mean? Like
we got flying cars. I mean, flying taxis too.
You notice that Florida and they got flying taxis, bro.
Yeah, they coming to Houston, Texas in 2027. They talking about flying taxis.
That's just gonna be a catastrophe like a motherfucker, bro. But see, I'm not.
No, we said autonomous taxis, nigga.
Autonomous taxi with no pilot. They said like and look, here go the key, right? They said it was like a movie out the Jetsons. And in the mass shooting, they said a mass shooting is when 4 or more people got shot. That's what they said. That's what they said a mass shooting is. They said it on the video, man. Frank, we playing the video about Umar John and Chak sent me. And he mentioned all these Catholics.
A lot of the shit, I don't agree with the African and the black shit. I don't agree with all that shit. But and then some of the, and when he be simping for the black bitches, I don't fucking agree with 90% of that shit. He needs to cut that shit out. They hold these fucking bitches accountable. He needs to cut it out. Why? It seems like sometimes more black women that we know, it's like seems like more black women hold what black women are accountable than he does, bro. What's up with this dude, man? I don't like that, man.
I'm gonna say this. For purpose of this segment right here, though, Chak sent to me, and it was about the WNBA at first. That shit was just a limit too. He broke a lot of shit down. I said, you know what? Let me keep listening to this shit. So
when it comes to politics, he's good, bro. When it comes down to politics,
I think she play when we get a chance to play the WNBA segment too, because he made a great point with the WNBA segment. That I think
he be good, bro.
I might do 2 shows on this because I gotta do 2 shows on that then because this thing is this is like 2 minutes, 2 hours, 35 minutes.
Hey, honestly, you know who he used to remind me of, bro? He kind of used to remind me of Darren when he first came out, bro. He used to be on some Darren Muhammad shit. He used to break everything down, bro. He used to break his conspiracies down, bro. He was good, bro. He broke down fucking. Look at that one like one of his first videos when he was in that bookstore, bro. He was breaking it down. When he talks politics, he's good, bro. Umar is good. I listen to that shit.
But sometimes people say, you know, it get to be kind of heady. But I'm gonna say this. But he talking about Sean P. Diddy Combs, and he talking about these Roman Catholic priests, right? Me and Shaq been talking about this shit for months. We've been talking about these rabbis. We've been talking about all this. And he mentioned the
But you know what?
And it's proof that they're doing it. There's no proof that he's doing it.
But I just thought about it. It makes it. I didn't think he even correlated it. He put this shit together, but I don't think he correlated the two. It makes sense now.
Yeah,
why stuff that Diddy and a lot of people do. Diddy grew up, nigga, in the Catholic Church. He went to all private men Catholic school. Bro. It makes sense now. Damn.
Wait, what you just say?
It makes sense now.
What's the last thing you just said, Shaq? My bad.
I said Sean Combs. It makes sense now when you bring up a woman to church and all the sexual abuse, the misuse of the children, sexual abuse, sexual assault, are frequent because he grew up. He went to all males private Catholic school, from high school all the way up until college. He went to some colleges, I think, when I'm thinking, but definitely through high school. That's in his own motherfucking biography. So he went to a lot of private Catholic male schools. Let's just say that. Damn, yo.
Let me play this part right here. Hold on. Let me play this part right here.
Will the real hypocrite please stand up?
The redemption tour thing.
If we against it, why so many women being beat? Why are so many women being killed by their lovers? Why aren't their girlfriends saying anything? Their cousins aren't saying anything. Their next door neighbors aren't saying anything. Women in the congregation, men in the congregation aren't saying anything. If we hate domestic violence, why are Black women the greatest victims of it? Or do we only care when it's a light-skinned celebrity involved? And let me go a step further, Art. I got to go a step further. I gave you my moral answer. I want to switch to the legal. Cassie settled with Puff for 30 mils, which she took back to her white husband. If I were speaking with Cassie, and I want to be clear, I would never blame her for what she went through. I know what survivor's remorse is all about. I am in the field of psychology. I would Black men with old, outdated accusations of domestic abuse and sex abuse. Don't get me wrong. I don't trivialize sexual violence against women. I don't trivialize domestic violence against women because our women suffer from it the most. I don't trivialize it. I don't make light of it. But to have these women come back 8 years later, 10 years later, Bill Cosby, 40 years later, for financial demands for money, or try to get somebody incarcerated decades after, years after the offense, when you chose to do nothing at the time with celebrity men. I'm not talking everyday men, Art. We're talking celebrity men who have a lot to lose. I just can't sit by as a Black man and say I'm okay with the legal system letting these women pop up whenever they feel like it 5, 10, 30, 40 years later and say he did this to me and I want money even if he can't get jail time. If you really cared about justice, you would have brought suit against that Black man before the statute of limitations expired.
The apology video. What did you think about the apology video? And do you think the apology video was a good idea?
I do not think the apology video was a good idea because, number one, nobody's going to believe it, even if it's sincere. I have trouble believing it if it was sincere because of what he has to lose. Why wouldn't you do an apology video? Isn't that the first thing your lawyer or publicist makes you do? When you are found at fault of breaking the law, do an apology video. So I think it was bad because nobody's going to believe them. And if nobody believes you, that means they think that you're faking your apology, which, in my opinion, further diminishes and disgraces your reputation. I don't think I would church in Black America. Mine, it's been rectified and settled, then I would probably come out with an apology video. But to come out with an apology video when there's so many questions still unanswered, you have new accusations being made against you every day. So does this mean you're going to be doing an apology video for every woman that comes forward or every video that surfaces before the media? I think it was premature. I'm not against him doing it, but I do not think the timing was right at all.
What I want to ask you is this, right? Is there any possible way that Diddy can bounce back from this, from your point of view?
Yes, he can. Should he? Probably not. Can he? Yes, he can. Because we have the Christian church in Black America. And Black America are suckers for a good redemption story. How many murderers went to the church, got baptized, started their own church, and began a new life? How many career criminals went to the church, got baptized, and started a new life? If Puffy is interested in the church, he could, without question, redeem himself through the church, because the Black church forgives everybody for anything. Let me say that again. The Black church forgives everybody for anything. If Puff Daddy goes and gets baptized, apologizes for all he's ever done, whether he's sincere or insincere, Black Christian America will give him another chance. He can come back, because people who are guilty of things that are almost as grotesque have also come back before him. Yes, he can come back if he baptizes himself, joins the church, and professes to be saved by Christ.
Speaking of the church, right? How you feel about TD Jakes? Because what caught my attention about him is, you know, it's a lot of people that have mixed feelings about him. You have some people that's a fan of his, and you have some people that feel like he's a fraud. But how you feel about him?
I'm not going to call him a fraud. I think I'm not a fan of TD Jakes, because I don't see TD Jakes doing enough to help Black America. That's really my only gripe with the man. As far as him being at the Puff Daddy freak-offs, clearly that is behavior unbecoming of a pastor. Clearly that is behavior unbecoming of a pastor. But he's not the first to do something like that, and he's not the last to do something like that. I mean, let's be honest. Every day we have pastors, Black and white, being exposed in this country, sleeping with minors, molesting kids, cheating on their wives, stealing from the church. It's no longer a shock to find out a pastor has been outed as being a closet homosexual or an abuser of children. It's no longer a shock.
All right. I'm glad he said that, because now I'm about to get to my boy, Mr. Whitehead. I'm about to get to Mr. Whitehead. Yes, I'm coming for y'all, Pastor, tonight. Yes, I am. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Now, Frank, the man say he can make a redemption tour. All you got to do is go to the church. So that's what it needs. That's what P. Diddy needs to start going in. Matter of fact, might need to take TD Jakes' church.
TD Jakes.
Here we go. Here you go right here, man. Here you go, Chak. He's our joking
Brooklyn
man.
pastor has been sentenced to 9 years in prison for fraud. You may remember 2 years ago, Bishop Lamore Whitehead was robbed at gunpoint during Sunday service. He was convicted in March for wire fraud, extortion, and making false statements to federal law enforcement agents. Prosecutors say Bishop Whitehead stole thousands of dollars from his parishioners to buy luxury goods and sought to defraud and extort a businessman and commit loan fraud. Brooklyn pastor is...
Well.
See, how come the white pastors don't be cooked? Why don't they get, you know what I mean? How come they don't never get exposed? You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
But I mean, see, my bad. My bad. I don't. This is supposed to be so-called black, right? See, and that's the thing. This is what makes it even worse than a white motherfucker, right? Because he doing it to his own people, dude, his own parishioners, right? His own people. See, that makes it worse. On some Marilyn Mosby type. Who's on some who else? Who else? Well, y'all know what I mean, man. You know what I'm saying? Just doing your own people dirty, man. And see, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? More of us need to call people like this out, man. This, you know what I'm saying? That's not good behavior, bro. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing. Where's these Democrats at? Where's the April Ryans and the you know what I'm saying, Messy Jessies and the Sharp, also not Sharp from Sharpton. Where they at? How come they not calling this type of stuff out? What's really good?
Ain't nothing good. Shit, everything. Here you go, right here. I'm gonna show you something. Right here. It's about the Methodist Church. Now look at this. Let me talk about religion. I'm talking about religion right now.
Time to help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual. I forgot my wallet.
If you're a business owner, then animated explainer videos are the best way to capture attention. Get more.
In a groundbreaking move, the United Methodist Church in the Ivory Coast has voted to leave the denomination. This decision comes in response to the recent changes made at the United Methodist Church's General Conference, which separated sex from marriage and altered traditional church doctrines on adultery and homosexual behavior. A link to that video is here. While an exodus of African members was expected, I don't believe one was expected to happen this quickly. On May 28th, the Ivory Coast's United Methodist Church, which boasted over 1.2 million members in 2022, declared its exit. This significant departure means over a tenth of the global United Methodist membership has left in one day. Interestingly, the United Methodist News Service mentioned this vote only briefly in an email digest, with no detailed article on its website. According to La Croix International, the Ivorian church leaders cited reasons of conscience before God and his word for their decision. Bishop Benjamin Boney, who is the bishop appointed to the Ivory Coast's annual conference, emphasized that the United Methodist Church has compromised its doctrinal and disciplinary integrity for socio-cultural values. The swift decision of the Ivorian Methodists, made just weeks after the General Conference's conclusion, might inspire other conservative African regions to follow suit. With Africa's United Methodists predominantly conservative, the recent liberalization at the General Conference has sparked widespread dissatisfaction. African delegates at the General Conference faced significant challenges, including underrepresentation and visa issues. Despite calls for a formal exit process similar to that of US churches, African nations' lack of clear property laws complicates their departure. Ivorian Methodism, which originated from British Methodism and joined United Methodism in 2004, now returns to its previous independent status. With US membership already in decline, the impact of these changes may see African Methodism thrive independently, while US United Methodism continues to shrink. The departure of the Ivory Coast United Methodists marks a pivotal moment, potentially ushering in further exits and reshaping the landscape of worldwide Methodism. This was a short video update, but a substantial enough point of history that it warranted an update.
Well. So you got people leaving the church like no tomorrow right now. I mean, hey man, you know, when you try to impose this new world religion, that's what you get. People just start walking out on you, man. That's how it goes, and that's how it's gonna be. Pay attention. Right. So that. Now watch this. Since we talking about religion again, it's my last one for that. Then I'm gonna come to this bump stop thing and a couple other things, and then I'm gonna be gone. Pope meets Chris Rock, Steven, Goofy Goldberg, so forth and like. I think this is it. Oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. The good old dirty Pope. Oh yeah, this guy. I remember him.
So,
We're on our way over to see the Pope. It is the butt crack of dawn, okay? But this is the time I've been told to come over. And I mean, who minds walking down these streets? Nobody. It's beautiful. So happy Thursday, is it, or Friday? It's Friday. I don't know what day it is, but whatever day it is, happy, right in the blank. And there'll be more to come.
You know, Chris Rock. Hey, what's up, man? Shaking the king hand. Oh, look at Whoopi shaking the king hand. Ah, yes, 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 yes.
It's so fun. I ain't kissing nobody motherfucking hand. You got me fucked up.
Joe Biden, yeah, he went with the Pope too. All of them was over there meet with the Pope.
Man, I'll tell you, boy.
This is some funny shit. This is some funny shit, man.
Motherfuckers hella emasculated, man. It's like, why would you kiss my fucking hand, man? Really? Like they're, you know, like some kind of like fucking, you know what I mean? Like a being or like some kind of fucking like, you feel me?
Hey, man. Hey, Shaq. Hey, look. Shaq, you call it jumping for Cracker Jacks. Jumping for Cracker Jacks. Oh, they jumping hard. All right. Frank, I'm coming to this right quick since the whole media, you know, you know what? Let's hear the clowns talk. Yeah, let's hear them talk. You know, sometimes you listen to clowns show. Let them talk.
With ISSA, I learned everything from the body's muscles, skeletal structure, how to write a proper training program, proper form.
I want to bring in MSNBC contributor and retired ATF special agent in charge, Jim Kavanaugh. Jim, it's great to see you. What's your reaction to this first?
Well, Jose, it's horrible decision. It's nonsensical. You know, it's sad that the Supreme Court would rule this way. A bump stock clearly turns a semi-automatic rifle into a submachine gun. The cyclic rate of fire is similar to that of a submachine gun. The trigger is pulled once, and the explosive action of the cartridges keeps firing the weapon. And that's what the 1934 Congress tried to define. If you see that shooter there, his trigger's held. He's not moving his trigger finger. His trigger finger is held still. The explosion sends the gun back against his shoulder. In a traditionally manufactured submachine gun, only the slide goes back, which is the top of the gun. And so basically, this was a too clever by halfway to get around the law. And the ATF director interpreted it appropriately, said it is a submachine gun. And the Supreme Court just, you know, lost their common sense. I mean, we're a nation based on common law, but apparently not common sense. And it's akin to a boater hanging 4 tires off the side of his boat. And when the Coast Guard stops him saying, well, this is a car, so you have no authority over me. I mean, it's really a sad time for a court to make that kind of ruling. And the argument
Jim,
that I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just wondering about that because you are absolutely correct. And the fact is that what is it that a machine gun means, right? And so if you pull that trigger once and for whatever reason, regardless of the technology used behind it, the weapon continues to fire, that is in and of itself what a machine gun is. Where am I wrong?
No, you're exactly right. And look, in 1934, the National Firearms Act was a result of the gangsterism of the 30s. In 1933, 4 law enforcement officers were killed at the Kansas City train station, the Kansas City Union train station, when Pretty Boy Floyd with a submachine gun tried to break out, Frank Nash, who was being transported to the federal prison at Leavenworth. They tried to break him out, and they killed 4 law enforcement officers, 2 Kansas City officers, a chief of police from Oklahoma, and an FBI agent. Were killed by submachine guns. And that was the last in a string of those. And Congress said, hey, no more of these gangsters type weapons. No more submachine guns that aren't controlled and regulated. So now we're going to control and regulate them. And of course, the forerunner of the ATF was just then the Bureau of Prohibition. We all know the history of Elliot Ness. And so they were given the responsibilities to enforce those laws. And, that's been the way America's been for years. And then there was a ban on civilian ownership in 1986 for machine guns not already possessed. So this is a too clever way by half. That video you just showed on the feed is the tell-all right there that the Supreme Court is wrong. Look at that shooter. I can tell you that his finger is not manually going back and forth. Yeah,
that's really the key.
That's the key.
Let's look at that. I don't know if we have. Let's go to that video because I think it's important that we do that.
Watch that
video. It's the single pull of the trigger. Look at the finger.
Look, he's not moving his trigger finger. He's just, and I'm not talking about not that one, but the one where the gun is actually firing because the other one there's no explosion, so you can't see it clearly. But when he's firing the gun, it's the explosion of the cartridge. That's it right there. Just run that. The explosion of that car. We can argue how they interpret it, but here's the bottom line. They're dead wrong, and they're dead wrong for America. I would just say this quickly, Jose, this argument that the ATF director can't interpret the law. Look, I was a law enforcement officer for 36 years. You interpret the law every day, all day. When you make a traffic stop, you interpret the law. Was the guy careless driving? Was he reckless driving? You have to interpret the law. Every lawyer interprets the law all day. Every judge does as well. So if you say a state trooper can't interpret the law and decide whether he was careless driving, he's got to call in and get a judge to decide that. But you can't have a country like that. And the ATF, this is the only item that they decide on. I mean, they get shipped all kinds of, I don't know the numbers, but scores and hundreds of gun add-on devices and all kinds of things that they technically have to look at and rule on and say that is not a firearm. That is a.
Frank, here you go.
What if your smile could go from looking like this?
You really? I mean, that's the stupidest shit, bro, I've ever heard.
Could you be more confident?
Okay, this is the thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
We're starting this morning with breaking news overnight. At least 2 people are dead, several injured after a shooting at a Juneteenth event. That shooting happened last night at Old Settlers Park in Round Rock, and the suspects are still at large. KVU's Isabella Basco is live in Round Rock this morning. Isabella, what can you tell us about the events that led up to the shooting?
Well, Adam, police say that the shooting began when 2 groups started fighting each other near the vendor area at the Round Rock Juneteenth Festival. That fight quickly escalating, and police saying at least one person pulled out a gun and began shooting. Multiple people were hit. The 2 people who died were reportedly not part of the 2 groups that were arguing. Austin Travis County EMS saying at least 6 people were taken to the hospital. 4 of those people are adults and 2 are children. Round Rock Police Chief Alan Banks saying he's heartbroken that something like this would happen during a celebration.
To come together as a community is a terrific, monumental event for us. But then when you have it marred by senseless tragedy as such that happened at Old Settlers Park, it just breaks your heart. It breaks your heart for a family that was coming out to enjoy their evening.
And so far, police have not released a description of this.
So they haven't released the description of the suspect yet. I think they have now, but they said the suspect was a black man, so kind of interesting.
Of course. It's definitely black on Juneteenth. Of course. Interesting. One white.
Hey, look, in the
If it was
Bad
an
Bunny
Irish day,
thing, I told you they.
if it was an Irish Day parade, it would have been an Irish guy, right?
Man, look, in the Bad Bunny thing, I told you about that last week. You know, they said that he can't. This white guy was come shoot up the Bad Bunny concert because he wanted to shoot a lot of black people. I said Bad Bunny and Latino. So what are y'all talking about, man?
Damn, dude, what the hell they talking about, bro?
With the Bad Bunny concert,
man.
wow. With the Bad Bunny guy is actually with the concert was in Atlanta, Georgia. But they said the FBI had tips on this guy for months. How the hell you know that?
You said they what they said about the FBI?
They knew they had tips on this guy for months. That's how they would stop him from doing what he was doing.
But then why did they stop him before? If they was on him before, why they what the fuck?
They said he wanted to create a mass shooting to start a race war before the election, man.
But they always use that same, oh, you know, we were on to him. He was doing this and that before. Like, dude, come on, man. Really? Really?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought this shit was funny. I mean, here you go. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna show you this. This happened last
Is the
week.
reign of the US dollar in global trade under an existential threat? This may well be US, known as the petrodollar deal, expired on June 8. The deal was originally signed on June 8, 1974. Through it, the US agreed to buy oil from Saudi Arabia in exchange for military aid and equipment, while the Saudis would invest their petrodollar revenue back into the US economy. In other words, petrodollars are US dollars in exchange for crude oil exports. The expiry of the deal now allows Saudi Arabia to sell its oil in multiple different currencies, such as the Chinese renminbi and yuan, the euro and the British pound, as well as cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Vital to the US's global economic influence, the expiry or the collapse of the deal is expected to impact the US dollar value and its dominance in global trade, as experts now also predict that Saudi Arabia is intending to end its association with USD following its entry into BRICS, which seeks to prioritize trade in local currencies. With Russia and Saudi Arabia now vying to move away from trading in USD, will the global dominance of the dollar, which is still the most dominant currency in the world, be coming to an end? Is the reign of...
Well, Frank, I mentioned to you and Chak last week. And you heard news media talking about it, perhaps that much, anything like that?
What you talking about?
The end of the petrodollar, what I just played.
Damn, dude.
But the end of the deal between the U.S.
that.
and Saudi Arabia. The end of the deal between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia. They didn't mention it that much, did they?
And see, this is gonna drive. See, it's gonna drive prices up like a motherfucker. What you think?
Of course it is. That's the game.
That's the game.
Hey, hey, Frank, they didn't tell you about it, so how would you know?
And isn't it gonna make the dollar more worthless too, dude?
Yes.
Damn.
But of course, go back to your regular Discovery program. Go watch Love Hip Hop, whatever you're gonna watch or whatever.
Damn right. What's the other one? Basketball Watch. Fuck it, you know.
No, go listen to Sexy Red. Yeah, but it's interesting, man, when you really think about it, man. I mean, you know, and I just sit there like, yo, if these people really, well, I don't know. They might not know. If they might not do nothing, even they know shit going on. They probably, I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. Let me play this video for you, man. This happened the other day. I gotta go to sleep in a minute. But Joe Biden. Nah, let me pull this up. I gotta show you what Barack Obama did the other day, yo. Let's pull this up. You gotta see this shit, Frank. I say, yo, this is bad, yo. I told you Barack Obama was out there in California with Biden. Oh yeah, here it is. I found it.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
She knows so long as he was denied.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
Last night, Joe Biden had himself a campaign benefit to raise money for his 2024 presidential bid. He was joined by Barack Obama. Is that Jimmy Kimmel? Wined and dined and raised money for the campaign. Joe Biden. Gaps between the eyes. Listen, I've just seen a ton of these videos where people are buying these silicone masks and my mind is fucking blown. Just shapes to their, I don't believe nothing no more. I mean, anyway, while they were there and they were ending it and they were getting ready to walk off stage, apparently Joe Biden had yet another moment where he didn't really know what to do and Obama had to step in and guide him off.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to talk about a video that is going viral of Joe Biden.
Now, all right, Frank, this is what happened. Joe Biden froze up and Obama had to escort off the stage to make it look obvious. That's what happened.
Right.
Dementia was acting up, man. Oh, he had a clone malfunction.
Yeah, because that dude's not. Something's not right with that dude. I mean, and man, did you see the way he was? Dude, it looked like he was glitching. Did you see that video? That dude looked crazy, dude. He didn't blink not one time.
For business.
He didn't blink not one time.
Because we've helped millions of businesses get the perfect cards at the perfect price.
Now listen to this.
I was at the Juneteenth event last night, and President Biden has touted the Inflation Reduction Act and lowering drug prices. But listen to how the event's host, comedian Roy Wood Jr., talked about that achievement.
We have legislation now for cheaper prescription drugs because of this administration. Insulin is down to $35 if you're a senior. And I don't know if anybody here has paid for insulin before, but that is like the bottle service of prescription drugs. So we appreciate that $35 right there.
Congressman Clyburn, I love the relatability Roy Wood Jr. used to break it down. It's funny, but it's telling a policy success story. Does the campaign need to do more of that?
Well, thank you very much for having me, John. Absolutely. We've got to get this out there. This administration has a record that is unequaled, cannot even be imagined by a lot of people who thought about these kinds of things as we went into the last election. This administration, with this rescue plan, has brought young children out of poverty. With this infrastructure bill, is put in $65 billion for internet when we had no money for infrastructure in the previous administration. It's Chip and Science Act, it's PAC Act, it is Inflation Reduction Act. All of these things people said could not be done. Joe Biden did them. And I get a little irritated when I hear people telling me, well, he isn't talking loud enough. He isn't showing the kind of energy we want. We are about substance, not style. That is what will move this country forward. That is what will leave for our children and grandchildren a country to be proud of. Real substance. You can talk loud, you can misrepresent, you can prance around, but the question is, what are you doing? You know, I grew up in a parsonage, and I used to listen to my dad's sermons. And one of the things I learned early, it is their deeds that make them, not their words. And if you get caught up on the words and don't pay any attention to the deeds, you might believe in Donald Trump. But if you're all about deeds, you will be supporting this president, this administration, Biden and Harris.
Well, let's talk about some more deeds, Congressman Clyburn, because today the Biden administration announced that medical debt can no longer be considered in credit scores. And President Biden has made debt elimination one of his main pitches on the campaign, but new polling shows Americans are split on student loan forgiveness. 3 in 10 adults approve, while 4 in 10 disapprove. How concerned are you about those polling numbers we see on the screen right there?
I think it is because people have misrepresented this whole thing about student loan debt elimination. Joe Biden, if you look at the program, he made it very clear. We are talking about eliminating this compounded interest and all these things that have accumulated beyond what the original debt was. I've got a constituent, not a black constituent, a constituent in North Charleston who wrote a letter to the president with a copy to me. His original loan was $60,000. Over the years, he has paid back nearly $200,000 because of compounded interest and paying for it for more than 20 years and still owed money. So when he eliminated that debt, it was on the compounded interest, not the original loan. And people need to look at that. When I hear Romney, Senator Romney, saying that this is a bad deal, how can it be a bad deal? The principal was paid back a long, long, long time ago. These people are paying compounded interest that has been put out there by people who are making money when the original principal was paid back a long time ago. So that's what's going on here. So nobody is paying anybody's debt. They paid off the debt. It's the compounded interest that people are collecting, and that's putting people in the poorhouse, as we say down south.
Congressman, let me get you on one more thing before we have to go in a couple minutes. Let's talk about comments that Entertainment 50 Cent made while on Capitol Hill last week. Listen to this.
What do you see as the significance of African American men in this election? Both of you.
I see them identifying with Trump.
Why do you say that?
Because they got RICO charges.
Congressman Clyburn, your reaction, black men are moving to Trump because they've got RICO charges?
Look, he should have been with me last Saturday night at this South Carolina NAACP Freedom Fund dinner. 100% support for Joe Biden. Not one single person in there, male or female, for Donald Trump. He should have been with me at Greater Target Memorial AME Church on Sunday morning. 100% for Joe Biden. Not a single person there for Donald Trump. I don't know where 50 Cent is hanging out, but I hang out with the NAACP. I hang out with the black community, black faith community, and I don't see any support for Donald Trump. These people aren't worried about RICO statutes. They're worried about their children's student loan debt. They're worried about the cost of insulin when it comes to their health care. They're worried about affordable housing. They're worried about broadband deployment. That's what they're getting from this president, and they aren't thinking about whatever it is that 50 Cent is talking about in RICO statutes. The RICO statutes down in Georgia, that is what Donald Trump violated. And so we are upset because he is being called to account for violating the RICO statutes. Come on, 50 cents. That's worth $1 to know better.
What the fuck is this dude? You know what, man? He's full of shit.
He's a clown, man. You're a clown, man. You're a clown.
God, man. God, I can't
Oh,
stand
shoot.
that dude.
Hey,
See,
man.
you know this was with somebody black? You heard us there? You know, there's always somebody black sticking up for these motherfuckers, man.
Well, he told you the NWP was the ones that was there.
Look, these people are the enemy. They're against us. All right. These people, the so-called Congressional Black Corps. You know what I'm saying? Messy Jesse, our not so sharp Sharpton. You see what I'm saying? All these people are against us, bro. Trust me. They're against us.
Look,
they're the enemy.
Let me break this down. Cause I got to come back on tomorrow night for a part 2 on this thing. But nevertheless, this is kind of interesting. But I just laughed at this thing about this thing because I just thought this shit was funny as hell, man. They actually would go to this thing. Actually, Jasmine Crockett was on the Breakfast Scrubs too as well. So I got to bring that down now. Got some more information. Got to bring up Maine, you know. But hey, it is what it is. Chak, you there? He talking about he got the NWP supporting him. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
But they're not for us anyway.
Talking about the AME church. Who cares? You run your people. Shit. Lying ass. So when he told you who was supporting, who he was around, that let you know. And 50 Cent was just trolling as usual. I don't even know why he bit that dumb ass again. That shit was kind of stupid anyway. But yeah, what it is. Whatever the case, man. Shout out to information, brother. Yo, Frank.
My bad. If motherfuckers shit. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You gonna say, Chak?
I say, yeah, man. It's yeah, man. We keep getting played, man. When they getting paid, bro.
Hey, man. Name of the business, brother.
Name, image, and likeness, bro. That's the game.
Nature of the business. But yeah, go ahead, franchise information.
Word, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit me up at hit me up. You know what I mean? XX Ring Nitty XX on YouTube, man. Also Instagram. You know, the other Instagram is Frank Jones 8115. Man, y'all holler at me and you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribe, hit me up. Check out what I got going on.
Right. Let me write something down. Before I forget this. Let's see. Let me get some paper shit. Go ahead, Chak. Shout out information.
Yep. You can get me, man, at Facebook and Instagram. Chak Edwards. I mean,
Yeah, okay. Yep. Chak Wilder.
Yep. Yep. Chak Wilder on YouTube. You can always catch me at the non-Diddy parties. Not taking that.
Well, I ain't crying. I gotta write some of this stuff down, so I'm gonna try to come back on tomorrow about way earlier. Frank had to get off work late tonight. That's why I tried to do this thing later.
Looking out, man.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, tomorrow, Chak, I'm writing this down because at part 1, I'm gonna go back to that video and break down that WNBA part you brought up. And then I'm on Crockett Breakfast Scrub. So remember, just making sure I write that down.
Oh, she was on the Breakfast Club. Now I've been saying she been getting a lot of clips. She been saying a lot of stuff. She been getting a lot of little attention as lately. She was on the Breakfast Club.
She getting attention. She
wow.
She Democrats' new toy, man. Shit. Hey, look, man.
Mm.
You know, she said she was trying to make sure to fundraise on that thing too. So just pay attention, man. That's how it goes, brother. It's like this, man. hey, dude. Hey, look, somebody got to do it. Hey, Jim Clyburn, he mad at 50 Cent. Like you mad at 50 Cent talking about people getting $35 insulin. What are you talking about? Man, come on, man.
Honestly,
by the way,
man,
they said heart disease and cancer will be up 60% by 2050. So they must know something.
Damn, dude. Why did see that right there is people, you know, if people that are critical thinkers, they oh really, oh shit, you know, but they're not really thinking, stop and think, wait up, how the fuck would these motherfuckers know that? Is it a hypothesis, a scientific guess, or these motherfuckers are full of shit? These motherfuckers are putting shit in the food, the air, you know what I'm saying? They put shit in the food, the air, the fucking all types of bullshit. That's why it's like that. That's why that, you know what I'm saying, the stats are gonna be up like that. How would they know?
Less is more, more is less. They had the case of the bird flu in daggone Mexico, where the people in Mexico came out and said that it was a man that died of obesity and other conditions. He ain't died no daggone bird flu. And they tried to put that fake story out. That's what happened.
Propaganda, baby. Patriot. Hey, we might have to revisit this. You know, a lot of do a part 2 of these celebrities that's getting these SA charges, sexual assault charges come back up. You know, they passed that finally passed that AB 2773, which is a Assembly Bill Act 2773. Sexual
AB what?
It's AB 2777. It's a Assembly Bill Act 2777. It's a sexual abuse act, cover-up act. You know what I'm saying? You can go look it up and see the details in it. And this was they passed it in California, but obviously I think New York adopted it too, because if you start to see a lot of these cases are being filed in New York, within the New York districts and the California districts or whatever. If you notice with these celebrities and the sexual assault stuff.
You said California and New York, right?
Yeah, if initially filed in California, January 1st, 2023, in California, they again, I don't know if they ratified it, but it's definitely in effect that they would allow sexual assault. They claim survivors to give them more time to file, you know what I'm saying, legal, you know, give them more time to bring up, I guess, legal charges in sexual assault cases or some situations. But it's allowing them to look back. I think they can go back. I don't know how far they can go back. You see it?
Yeah. I was actually looking for something that I meant to tell you, but I probably must have forgot it.
Yeah. But that's why a lot of these cases are coming back up and resurfacing. They weren't cases in the beginning.
Matter of fact, I found it, what I was about to tell you. So tomorrow, let me come on. Yeah, I definitely got to come on tomorrow because I got to break down this bill in the House where they passed the bill to automatically register young men for the draft. I know Chak, your son 17, Dawson's son 17. A lot of people don't want to be drafted into war. So I had to break that down actually because a lot of people don't know that the House is trying to pass the thing. And when they start like a world war or something, they might try to say, hey, you know, all young men got to go. No, you know what? Take this back. Send the trainers first. They don't know. Send the male trainers first. The ones that dressing up, send them first. Don't send me, send them. Hey.
You know, they're gonna have a medical exemption. now they're gonna play. Now they're gonna play like they got a disability now. Before it was a badge of honor. See what I'm saying? I see the games.
Yeah, I know.
I see them before they come, bro.
Hey, look. Hey, look. You know what we saying? Hey, look. Hey, I got genders for you now. Yeah, you do, but you will use the advantage now. So very smart playing. But anyway, y'all take y'all time. Have a good night.
All right, y'all stay up.
All right, salute.
Good night, man.
Word up.